O Show. This is the Big 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 O Show.
When it comes to your smile, confidence is so important. At Moody S Dental, they provide the services to get your smile back. This family-run practice prides itself by offering the latest technology to give your family the best experience possible. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years with offices in Hialeah and Plantation. They accept most major dental insurances. They provide free new patient exams, 20% off select treatments. To qualify, please follow us on Instagram at moodys.dental. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years. To schedule an appointment in Hialeah, call 305-821-0231 and Plantation 954-692-6825. From Invisaligns, dental implants, same-day crowns, and the preventative care and preservation to get your smile back. Go to moodysdental.com to find out more and tell them Big O sent you.
Hi, this is Jeff Welt from Welton Rome. Dan and I have been in business together for over 22 years. We're not your typical lawyers. When Dan's not working in the office, he's flying his stunt plane. When I'm not in the office, I'm either getting tattooed, bowling, riding a motorcycle, or going to concerts. We might not be your typical attorneys, but we are aggressive attorneys, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you what you deserve. Consultations are always free. Call us anytime, 24/7.
Welton Rome can help.
If you're looking to take your home or business to the next level, then RM Contractors and Custom Drywall can assist you. RM specializes in new residential turnkey, new commercial turnkey, home and office remodeling. Call them for free estimates. Serving all of South Florida, licensed and insured. Call Ray or Mike, 305-345-3649. You work hard to create the perfect atmosphere. You dream it, we'll build it. RM Contractors and Custom Drywall, 305-345-3649 or Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
We're celebrating a new year with new savings at Toyota of Hollywood, the official #1 volume Toyota dealer. Save big on a 24 Corolla, not $24,000, $17,988. Buy with 0% financing, 0 down. We're bringing you deals that strike fast and hard at the #1 volume Toyota dealer, Toyota of Hollywood, on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Alrighty, good afternoon, boys and girls. Welcome aboard. It's the second Wednesday of the month, and where are we? We are beautiful Toyota of Hollywood, like always, 1841 North State Road 7. Come on out here and see Herbie and all the amazing people out here at Toyota of Hollywood. This place is like I tell you, it's like a shopping mall, basically. And by the way, if you have a daughter that loves the Prius, they have a pink Prius here that I know that there's going to be some lady that is going to take that Prius away at some moment. All right. And the Prius, by the way, it is a smoking car nowadays. It was kind of boxy and nerdy before. Now the shape is super sporty and cool. So amazing. But anyway, so we'll be out here for a couple of hours like always. Ira Winderman is going to stop by and join us for his weekly segment. He's been traveling and stuff. So and we've been moving around a little bit here, obviously with the time slot moving to noon. So he adjusted with us. So he'll join us later on. So we'll talk to Ira. We've got some stuff to talk about today on the show, obviously. I will do a Crypto Bro show later with the inflation numbers and all that kind of stuff, which kind of gave a shock to the market. And then I think the market's now starting to bounce back. The crypto market is, not the stock market. Stock market is down 200 points. The S&P's down almost 15, and the NASDAQ is barely down. But that is going on right now. So we'll do a little bit of that today. Feel like it's almost like one of those, do I have to really walk you off the ledge for this kind of stuff? But there are issues to talk about, so we will do a little Crypto Bro show later. I guarantee that, because it is due. That's for sure. I took it off yesterday. I didn't think it was anything big, but after everything that Powell said yesterday and today and all that stuff, we must address some stuff. So tune in later on for the Crypto Bro show. We will definitely air that. Happy birthday, by the way, to Danny and the Positive Porpoise. He's a good dude, the CEO and the creator of the Positive Porpoise. So happy birthday out there to Danny, my brother. And 1 year, our guys will get it right. I don't know when it is, but 1 year, they'll get it right. We'll see. We'll see. I do have something that I want to talk about Dolphins-wise, that in life, those of us that are intelligent, you get experience, and sometimes you have an opinion of something, and then you get educated about something, and then you kind of have to change your opinion, right? So we're going to talk a little bit about that, something that a lot of us, practically all of us, were wrong on, including yours truly, by the way. So we'll get to that also on the show. We got some stuff. Stupid fans. Every fan base has them. So I tell you that all the time, because some people take it as an insult, but unfortunately, it's the facts. And we'll show you more of that today on the show. So we've got some stuff to talk about, Are you guys want to trade for Deebo Samuel already? Are they trading for Deebo Samuel already? You got to pay that quarterback. Everything changes, dude. Everything changes. Everything changes.
It's coming. Tyreek for Deebo, straight up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yep. Right. Yeah. Well, the one headache is just fiscally, because they have to pay the quarterback. Now you'll get a fiscal and a mental headache all the time with that dude. By the way, I did get in the car this morning to go get something. And I tuned into Joe, and they were talking Tyreek again. You can't really come up with anything else. You got to talk about something that will never happen, or it's like, okay, all right, you're limited. You're limited. I mean, you can't do anything about that. What else do we have going on? What did I wanted to bring up right now that I was looking at? Shoot. Anyway, all right. What do we got here on the chat board? NorCal is in. He says jamming to Elijah before your show and puffing. There you go. Good for you. Ray Sosa is in. Stephen Harris, TJ Superman, Cosa Nostra. Why do fans such as myself get lumped into what sports franchises do? What am I, just a spectator, and the purchases I make are just a drop in the bucket? Well, yeah, they are. They are. They're just a drop in the bucket. One-eyed Jack is in. Lots of dips today. Yes, I took advantage. Got a little Bitcoin at 95. I got a little Caspa at 9 cents. Those are my only purchases today, just for the hell of it. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Not going to make me flinch. Dolphin Dave is in the house. Will Mark Clayton ever make the Hall of Fame? No, he won't. No, Mark Clayton and Mark Duper. And they both belong in the Hall of Fame. It's ridiculous, to be quite honest, but what are you going to do? Jamie Zoria in the house in San Jose. Hoping everybody has a great day. And smash the hell out of that like button, man. Make sure you do that. Jay Gelfin is in the house, also reminding you to smash the hell out of that like button and subscribe. Please, please, please. Dolphins hire Bobby Slowick. What's there to think? Same guy's calling the plays. Means nothing to me, dude. At all. I mean, I'd love to tell you the hiring of Bobby Slowick means something, but it means nothing. It's a friend taking care of a friend, which is what this league is littered with. And that's all this is, dude. You already have Frank Smith. You already have Bevel. So what more do you need? You needed a play caller, and that's not going to change. Are we going to do that subject too now? The play caller thing, or I think that's over also, right? So Bobby Slowick is a friend getting hired by a friend. That's it. That's all it is. Where did Robert Salah go? With a friend. You know, that's what friends are for. Keep smiling. Keep shining, keep hiring, knowing you will always have a job. That's what friends are for. That's it, bro. That's what Bobby Slowick is. Yeah, that's all. What, anybody gonna, is there a Dolphin writer trying to write something dramatic about it? Is there a Dolphin little podcaster that he's trying to create something out of Bobby Slowick? Huh? Is that where they're wasting your time now and leading you down some path about, I got nothing to talk about? Let me create something about Bobby Slowick. Whatever. Now you got it. There's your rant. Bobby Slowick. Yeah. The impact of Bobby Slowick. No. How friends impact your life. Bobby Slowick. There we go. Oscar Rojas is in the house. Sam, I am. I'm predicting the Miami Mike t-shirts will be on sale for the first Buffalo game. You heard it here first. They should be giving them away. Big Johnson, good afternoon to you, sir. Skylar Tipton in snowy Chicago. What are you doing, bro? Move. Hell, I'm going more south. Okay, I'm going south. I'm going to Panama and Costa Rica. I'm going even more south. So I'm not even going to deal with some of the 50-degree weather that comes down here like we had for a week. Miserable week of my life. I want to go where all I need is a t-shirt every day. I put on a concert shirt and I'm good, bro. That's where I'm going. Jeff in Long Island, Gus 1388. Ronald Hubbard, happy 50th birthday to you. Oh, Ronald, happy birthday to you, sir. The big 5-0. Awesome, man. Congratulations. So it's a big step. I'm hitting the 5'9" this year. So, I'm getting close to the 6-0, bro. So just kind of rough. You know what I'm saying? And I was feeling it yesterday playing pickleball. I'm going, man, I can't reach stuff I used to reach. You know what I'm saying? But it's all right. I'll get more of my flexibility back as time goes on. But it's good to get a little exercise in and get a little sun yesterday. Alexis Palenzuela, true Finn fan. Karoon, dang, 80 pounds. Congrats. I'm struggling with 5 pounds. Who got the 80 pounds? Oh, I didn't read. I'm thankful. Oh, to be 80 pounds lighter than I was last year at this time. Wow, Ronald, that is awesome, dude. That's super impressive. That's it. Keep working it, man. God bless you, man. Happy birthday, Ronald. Happy birthday, my brother. That's a pretty damn good one right there. Reek for DK. Now we're talking. That's not happening. Clayton will make it, I think. No, he won't. If he hasn't made it already, dude, he's past the seniors thing and everything. I don't think he's even considered anymore. You know that by the seniors? I think it's been so long now. They're past that already. It's like sad. It's ridiculous. Go look at Clayton and Duper's numbers, and they're better than Lynn Swan. But Lynn Swan played on a great team and was clutching great moments and played, which those guys would have been the same if they would have been put on the Steelers team. It's this whole thing that people still don't understand the game of football. Like it takes like a team. One guy doesn't carry you. But, that's kind of the way it is. Yes, sir.
So in 2024, he was named a senior semifinalist for the class of 2024. So he's still eligible.
Oh, okay, good. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, he made it to the semifinals.
That's probably why NorCal said it, because he probably knows.
Yep.
So, wow, I didn't even know he made it to a senior semifinalist. I don't know how. I
one of 60 nominees.
Right, but see, that doesn't inspire me now. Why'd you say that?
Well, no, but this is what I'll tell you. There's 3 other Dolphins on this list as well.
Kuchenberg?
Yep.
And Duper?
Nope.
Oh, then if it's not Duper, then Jake Scott? No, he's in already.
Yeah.
Bonacani? No, he's in.
No, there's a safety and a defensive end. And they're older. They got to be older. The one I've heard
of.
Stanfield? Stanfield is one.
Oh, okay. And then who said?
Dick Anderson.
Oh, and Dick Anderson. Oh, yeah. Wow.
So we had 4 out of 60.
I watched Clayton play, dude. I watched him. That's a Hall of Famer. Like, that's a first ballot Hall of Famer, Mark Clayton. Just because of the cocaine incident, it has just, and it wasn't like he was a habitual criminal. It wasn't like he was a habitual delinquent. It wasn't like he was constantly a bad dude or anything like that. So he had to run in with the law, and it was over. Everybody makes mistakes, dude, and we have buried him for no reason at all. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. Okay, Mark Clayton is a first ballot Hall of Famer. I watched that guy play. That guy was a dominant force. Played way bigger than his size. He might have been, he might be, now that I think about it, what was Mark Clayton's height? I want to say he was like 5'10" or something, or so he might be the smallest receiver who played the biggest I have ever seen in my life. Like Chambers used to do that too, but Chambers was like 6 foot, 6'1" or something, but he played much bigger, right? Because he could sky and he would stretch out. Clayton did all of that. 5'9", stupid. 5'9". Clayton may have been the biggest playing small receiver I have ever seen in my life. Okay, Steve Smith might be the other one. I'm baffled about Mark Clayton. Duper I believe for me, he's in the Hall of Fame in my eyes. But if you want to look at him as just kind of a speed receiver, like, okay, that's fine. And I kind of get it if you want to knock him a little bit for that, which is kind of ridiculous, but whatever. But Mark Clayton could do anything on the field. Short, intermediate, deep, high up in the air, body control like nobody. I can never comprehend Mark Clayton not in the Hall of Fame. I watched that man play. I watched every down of his life. I either saw it live in the Orange Bowl or I saw it on TV. Or at the end, right? I think he made it to Joe Robbie, right? He might have made it to Joe Robbie. No, I don't think he made it to Joe Robbie. He might not have made it to Joe Robbie. But either way, whatever. I saw the entire freaking career of the guy. He was a force, bro. A force. Man. I don't know. I just I have a hard time. I struggle with that one a lot. A lot. Like, he is everything that you want a Hall of Famer to be. Everything. Huh? He played? What year was his last year? 92. Then he made it. Yeah, because we opened in 89. I want to say 88, 89. I want to say. Yeah, it's somewhere around there was Joe Robbie.
The only reason I say 90 is because there's a picture
90?
of him going for $375 of him in Joe Robbie. So I'm guessing there's something there more than.
Yeah. So we got to see him towards the end right there. I mean, he's just so awesome, bro. He was so awesome. Just so awesome. I don't know. I don't understand the Clayton Duper thing. Just don't understand it. Let's see. Jesse, you have a blessed day too, sir, and your family and everybody else out there. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Adolfo Foliaco. I'm not sure why you are questioning Samuel's trade in the fake X account of Adam Schefter. We are getting Samuels and Adams and Rodgers to back up Tua. I agree with that. All those moves will be made. Greer has one last chance to protect Tua and build an elite line. I hope he learned his lesson. Let's see. Juan Mendoza. Let's go USA and the Four Nations. Yes, sir. And happy birthday to Ronald. There we go. Everybody getting behind. I like it. I'm a Dolphins fan, born in 2001. Never saw Duper and Clayton. Who was better in your opinion? No, Clayton. Clayton was better. Clayton was the most, he's all around. Clayton could do anything you want on the field. Run short routes, run deep routes, run intermediate routes, play up in the air. Hands were just like vice grips. There was nothing Mark Clayton could not do on the field. Nothing. Nothing. Let's see. Lenny Pena. Do the Miami Heat stand a chance tonight at OKC? Nah, I don't think so. They got no Tyler Hero tonight, so he gone. Carey is in. Clayton was just a fun-loving guy in the era of big cocaine. Yeah, but plenty of guys did it in those days, and then after he got caught and he had that, but we should hold that incident against him for his entire career in his life. That's disgusting. We're all human beings, bro. No, okay, not all of us do that and get caught with the cops and all that. Fine, whatever, bro. But we all make mistakes. We're all human beings. We all deserve forgiveness. You know when you don't deserve forgiveness is when you're a constant screw up. That's when you don't deserve forgiveness. It's not the mistake you make. It's if it's constant where you don't care about other people and you don't care about your family or your friends or whatever, your coworkers, whatever. If you are in constant disregard of people's health or well-being or whatever, then that's when you don't deserve any kind of a break. but we're all human beings, dude. We're all going to screw up a couple times, you know what I mean? But don't become the person that constantly screws up and continuously makes the same mistakes. That makes no sense. And then that's when there's, okay, you can have the short fuse. You don't have to be forgiving. But Mark Clayton has always been a good dude overall. He made the mistake. Move on. Let it go, dude. And we have buried the man because of that. That one incident buries him. And that's ridiculous. It just makes no sense for Mark Clayton to be held out of the Hall of Fame. We are talking about, I'm telling you, when he was in his heyday, it was only Jerry Rice better than Mark Clayton in the league. So how are you not a Hall of Famer? How are you not a Hall of Famer when you arguably are the second best receiver in the NFL? I don't understand that one. That I will never comprehend with that one, ever. Jesse is in. He agrees. Sterling Sharp gets in. Mark Clayton doesn't. Well, I'm not going to hold it against Sterling Sharp, bro. Okay? He deserves it too. He was a beast. God bless him. I know he had the neck injury and it shortened his career and all that, but Sterling Sharp was a monster. I'm not going to hurt someone that belongs in it and take a shot at him. It's the process, the problem, not Sterling Sharp. So I can't hold it against Sterling Sharp. I can hold you not putting, a certain band, Iron Maiden, into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame when you have T-Rex in it. Like, I have it already on the list on the music stuff. They announced the nominees, and so you just put what's the name of this chick that just has one song, and Stranger Things made her ass get in because of that annoying song of hers, Running Up the Hill or whatever the hell. What's her name now, dude? That I'm remembering everything else, but not her name. Kate Bush. Okay, so you got Kate Bush and Cyndi Lauper. Cyndi Lauper. She has a shit ton of more hits than Kate Bush. And we're still deciding on to put Cyndi Lauper in the Hall of Fame, but you've put Kate Bush. Mariah Carey. Not that I'm this big Mariah Carey fan or anything, but have you seen how many records the woman has sold? Have you seen how many hits the woman has had? And you put Kate Bush. I feel like I should be doing a beer commercial. Kate Bush. So these are the things that happen. So I'm not going to, in that case, I can hold it against him. But in Sterling Sharp's case, I'm not holding. He belongs in the Hall of Fame. Okay? Just wrong. Let's see what else. Steve Smith may be tougher, but Clayton was better. Clayton was as tough as anything. It's just it's a prisoner of the moment thing. Steve Smith is fresher to you. Well, Mark Clayton was as tough as they come. But I get it. Steve Smith made his living on toughness and fighting people, literally fighting people. So that's why he has that image. Clayton wasn't fighting people. He was a party animal. But he was a dog on the field, bro. Dog on the field. I would not ever question Mark Clayton's toughness. Let's see. Steve Smith. Let's see what else. So Clayton didn't have Tyreek's. No. Not in clutch moments specifically. Those guys came through. I feel bad for Bobby Slowick. Last name was probably made fun a lot of. Yeah, probably. Kids can be cruel. I used to be called Sugar Rice because Auzugari, so it was like sugar. I don't know. They call me all kinds of things. So let's see. When you have a weird last name, they come up with all kinds of crap. Jake from Palatown is in the house. Brett Dodger, as a fellow old timer who is talking Dolphins GOAT receivers, Clayton or Warfield. I don't mind going Warfield 1 and then Clayton 2. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a problem with that. I think Warfield was as special as they come. You know what I'm saying? You're talking about like a perfection, you know? Paul Warfield. So I have no problem with Paul Warfield being my number 1 and Clayton my number 2. No problem at all. And if somebody wanted to put Clayton 1 and Warfield 2, I'm not going to sit here and argue with you. You know what I mean? Whatever, bro. You know, but I'll probably go Warfield 1 and Clayton 2. That would probably be my order of all-time Dolphin receivers. Let's see. Aquavision, Skylar Tipton, Lance McDonald. It's as bad as Pete Rose still not in the Hall. But Pete deserves to be in the Hall. But here's the problem with Pete. He should have just admitted instead of lying for 20 years. They were dying to forgive him and move on. But the fact that he lied constantly for 20 years and then admitted later on, and then everybody's dying after that, they've kind of kept him out because of that. Now, you know what? Now that he's not alive anymore and he can't be a problem for the league anymore, I'm not big on putting people into the Hall after they die and all that. But in his case, because he was, I hate to say it, he was such an embarrassment for the game at times too. Now he can't embarrass you anymore. Hate to put it that way. Now you can put him in. But the fact that he fought the entire time instead of capitulating and admitting your guilt, we all screw up. The worst thing you're going to do is not admit that you screwed up, dude. You're going to be defiant and keep the lie going. And so you can't reward people for that. So I understand that buried him. You know what I'm saying? That part I don't have a problem with. I hate to say it. I know he's gone. Pete wasn't a good dude, bro. Just wasn't a good dude. So he didn't do himself any favors at all because he wasn't a good person in the first place. So he screwed himself in many, many ways. And again, a person like that, those are the ones that you posthumously put into the Hall of Fame. And it's for the better. Okay, because while he was alive, he was an enormous embarrassment for the game of baseball. So, just the way it goes, dude. Unfortunately, I will never. I watched his career. I grew up with Pete Rose. We all wanted to be Pete Rose. Your dad wanted you to be Pete Rose. Why? Because he played the game the right way. He did play the game the right way, except for an all-star game. But everything else, yeah. Again, not a good dude. Let's see. Breaking. Mike McDaniel has hired comedian Dan Soder. Soder will join Chandler Henley as BFF coordinators. Trent Fort Tuesdays at the facility start in March. Hey, by the way, speaking of forts, you know, I keep up with the news pretty well. I think I've proven that over the years here on this show. And you as a military guy, but my dad actually was there. The whole Fort Liberty, Fort Bragg thing. Like, and I'm glad how they turned it around and found a private brag that had a Purple Heart and the other. There were two other incredible accommodations that he earned besides a Purple Heart. It was two other ones, like an amazing soldier, in other words. And I got to tell you, for a kid that his dad stayed at Fort Bragg, that's where he was stationed, my dad, and I visited Fort Bragg years ago when the Heat were a young expansion team touring around the preseason. I went with my friends to North Carolina to go see the Heat take on the Bulls and Michael Jordan at the Dean Dome. Pretty fucking cool, by the way. Even though it was a preseason, right? Preseason, you get to go see Michael Jordan and the Bulls at the Dean Dome.
Where it all started.
I mean, that's, as Gnarls Barkley would say, ain't that some shit? So, just, wow. And to hear about all that, I'm glad that they changed it back, because they should have never changed it. I mean, if you serve, it means something to you. That's like your high school, like your college, like your, it's a point of your life for all those soldiers, just like any of you that go to a university for 4 years, that place will be super special for you for 4 years, or even in high school. You know what I mean? As Hialeah High will always be so special to me, because I had such an amazing 3 years there that I could never, ever forget. You know what I'm saying? So things like that, we all have ties to certain moments in our lives where we're growing up. And I thought that was a cool thing that they did in changing it back. And then instead of finding the original, which had some, racist, which again, you know how I feel about that. Back then, everybody was racist. It's like, what are you going to do, bro? They didn't know any better. That's how they were all raised, in their own way, with their own biases. And that's why you keep it there, so you can teach, so we don't repeat it and you don't hide it and all that. But whatever, man. I'm from a different upbringing, a different generation. We weren't scared to we weren't scared to be told the truth. It's now no, don't tell the child the truth. No, shelter them. No, it's like, no, I'm not into that. But I'm glad they changed it. I thought that was super cool, and I'm glad how they found another brag in there. That was just so crafty, Loved it. Anyway. Horn Dog says, you're right. Sterling Sharp was a beast. I feel that the Hall of Fame voters let their personal opinions and feelings determine the voters versus looking at the overall stats. Exactly. And again, Clayton wasn't a problem when he was playing, dude. And after he left, he had an incident. Let it go, dude. Let it go. Anyway. Not having Iron Maiden, Motorhead, Alice in Chains in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame has to be acts of domestic terrorism. Yeah, and there's several acts. But the fact that you put Donovan, Kate Bush, or T-Rex in the Hall of Fame ahead of all these so many other artists that really deserve it, it's disgusting. It's despicable. It shows that you really don't understand music. That's all. Kate Bush should be only buying a ticket to the Hall of Fame. She has no business being in the Hall of Fame. Zero. Anyway, even Alanis Morissette deserves more of a chance in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Oh my God, yes, than Kate Bush, please. Jagged Little Pill alone. Jagged Little Pill is one of the greatest albums of all time. When you start talking about the top 100, 200 albums of all time, you got to put Jagged Little Pill in there. She had it going on. Okay? That album is gold, bro. Those are those moments that you just get in a groove and you're just writing and putting together, and it just becomes one hit after another, after another, after another, and it just becomes an all-time great album. And Alanis has one of the all-time great albums in Jagged Little Pill. I don't know where you want to put it, dude. 95th, 195th, I don't give a shit. But it's probably going to land somewhere in the top 200. Just is. It's a phenomenal album. And her originality, her sound. You know, that's the other thing. When you're an artist and you have originality to you that is defining, that's another thing that takes you to another level too. You know, and that's something that there will be no other Alanis Morissette. Nobody can sing like that. Okay? She had some rage going on in those days. Let's see. You're not putting Mike Wallace in the Dolphins wide receiver debate? Let's see. Dolphin. I think Irving Fryer was a Dolphin wide receiver for his whole career. He would be a top 5. Oh, yeah. He's still, even though he only played a few seasons here, he's one of the best Dolphin wide receivers of all time. I'll take Irving Fryer 100 times over Tyreek and Waddle. Okay? In fact, let's put it this way. You can have Tyreek and Waddle. Just give me Irving Fryer. We'll find somebody else to be a number 2. You know, considering the drops between those two, you can have them both if I can have an Irving Fryer at his peak. You can have them. Go ahead. Go ahead. Scatter. Get out of here. Leave me alone. For the money I'm paying you to, you're not good enough. Give me Irving Fryer, and we'll find somebody else. Yeah, we'll do that. I'll get Oronde Gadsden. I'll pay him a fraction. He's better than both of you. He'll catch everything in sight, and he'll make it easy for my quarterback. But I have a stupid coach that doesn't understand about, you know, using big receivers. I guess Puka Nacua would do nothing for him. You know what I'm saying? Anyway. Let's see. It's too bad most Finns fans never got to see Warfield play. Yeah, Warfield's special, man. That's a freak. I was very, very young for that. What do you make of the Slowick hire? You just tuned in? Rewind.
It's at the 6-minute start.
6-minute mark. It starts.
Once the show starts, go 6 minutes in. It's right there.
Right there. Okay. 6 minutes into the show starting. He's going to freak out. Jagged Little Pill is royalty pop album for Alanis. It's royalty for anybody that gets that hot on an album and just bam, 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 bam. It's, you know, it just becomes a golden album. You can't do anything about it. Some people get on a roll like that, like Asia got on their debut album. It just hit after hit after hit after hit. And then they had a couple hits after that, but it wasn't just a hit in an album. It wasn't like, damn, most of the albums are full of hits and stuff. You know, sometimes just artists or bands get into a groove and they put together an album that is just absolutely perfection. And Jagged Little Pill is just one of those that is an elite album, man. It really is. Jagged Little Pill had 6 hits. Yeah. It's ridiculous. It's like Thriller, you know, and it's like one of those albums that it just another one and another one and another one and another one, and they're just, and you're like, wow, you know, you're on a roll for that album. You had the touch. Every song you were writing was just gold. You know, it's really cool for a band to be able to do that. Let's see. Big O, I got fuller treatment. An attorney I hired, go right away for the license. Don't go jack shit for 3 years. When I paid, went to Florida bar and dismissed the case. Will Fullard? I don't know. I don't know what that means. If Greer's on the hot seat, why let him control a draft with so many picks? What are you talking about, bro? He's the general manager. That's it. It's over. I'm not sure. Tyreek's not getting traded. They're not benching to. They're not bringing stupid competition. He's calling the plays. Mike McDaniel is. Chris Greer is the general manager. Nothing's changed, dude. I'm not sure. Why do you people go back to this? Why do you bring it up? Why do you torture yourselves for this? Not exactly sure why you do this. Go look for the radio shows that just want to lean on and complain about the obvious. That's not going to change. Okay? So you better hope that Chris Greer does a great job and hope that they fix everything and they have a great year and that we get this shit back on track and, or get it on track once and for all. And that's it. That's all you can do. But sit here wondering if somebody else is going to pick or if somebody else is going to call plays or if they're going to trade Tyreek, whatever, man. Get a life. Get a life is what I would tell you guys out there. P-double, get a life. You gotta move with it, just adjust. This is what it is. Live with it. Do I like it? No, I don't want Mike McDaniel anywhere near a football team, but what do you want me to do? It is what it is. Let's see. Isn't Run DMC in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Not very rock. It's music. It's not rock. It has nothing to, it says Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but it's the Music Hall of Fame. They put in all kinds of artists and stuff like that. That hasn't changed. That's been like that forever. So, it's just called the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but it doesn't really literally go by rock. Okay? It's really the Music Hall of Fame. That's all. They have a rock metal Hall of Fame. You should check that one out. And only hard rock and metal bands are in it. All right? But it's much smaller. It's not even close. Let's see. Backstreet Boys coming to the Sphere this summer. Yes, I saw that. A lot of middle-aged women going to flock to that. Yep. Boston album, Don't Look Back, got to be there. Yeah. Well, actually, the original Boston, right, is the one you're talking about. Not Don't Look Back. Don't Look Back is good, but the original with More Than a Feeling and everything else, that I think would be the one that would be the one. The Don't Look Back album. Let's see. Don't Look Back, Party, Feeling Satisfied. I would go with the first Boston album as the one that might be considered, even though I think both are amazing. I think both are awesome, but probably the first one is the one that's more considered the perfection album out of that. What else do we have? Big O, I'd like Skinner to play halftime for the next Super Bowl. Yeah, that's not going to happen ever. They got to go with something that has more versatility to it. Not so limited like that. I think my 5-year-old needs to teach some Finns fans. You get what you get and you don't throw a fit. Oh, man. I wonder how long this pink Prius is going to last. Because there's going to be a young lady that is going to take this, bro. I can guarantee you. By the way, folks, you can make a donation, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. And you can make a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation, which we always love that. Bitcoin has shot up now to 97,000. So when you bought it at 95 like I did, and you just saw it jump to 97. Interesting. The crypto market has responded after the early dip. The Dow is still down 176 points. And we are here at Toyota of Hollywood, by the way. Come on out here and join us. We'll be out here till 2 o'clock. Ira Winderman will be joining us in hour number 2. And folks, right now they've got the Tacoma double cab. Right now you can get it for $399 a month. The SR5. They've got right now the no payments for 90 days. They are the official #1 volume Toyota dealer in the Southeast United States. So make sure you take advantage. Come on down here. They've got 2,000 cars in stock, over 1,200 new ones in stock, 2.75% financing for 4 full years, 0 down. Come on out here, 1841 North State Road 7, right between Sheridan and Hollywood Boulevard. Come on out here. It is Toyota of Hollywood. Come on out, see Herbie Lopez and all the amazing people out here. They know how to get it done at Toyota of Hollywood. All right. Let's get to our 3A Graphics Sports calendar. Yes, sir. And let's start off tonight in the NBA. The Miami Heat are visiting OKC. No Tyler Hero, no Jaime Jaquez. They did not make the trip with the team. So, unfortunately, you're not going to get the boys there, which is not a good thing because they need as many points as possible. I don't think they're going to struggle a little bit with points. Yeah. 8 o'clock tip for that. Congratulations to them. The Matt Cleveland kid can play. Shit, man. 91-84. He had 32 points. A very efficient 10 of 13 shooting. 32 points, 10 of 13. 2 of 4 from three-point range. He had 5 assists and 3 steals. Jaleel Bethea, right? I think it is. 21 points also. Saturday, they're in Pitt. Noon for the tip. Tonight at Rick Case Arena, it is the Palm Beach University visiting Nova Southeastern University. Tip-off will be at 7:30 there. So go out there, cheer on the Sharks or Palm Beach, depending on which South Florida team you're into. That is your 3. Oh, I'm sorry. And the Miami Dolphins. Mike McDaniel added former Texas OC Bobby Slowick to be the senior pass coordinator. His friend joins the team. Oh, break it down for me, man. Bobby Slowick, what does it mean? Oh, man, you guys are funny sometimes. Really, it's just like some things are just absolutely blown out of proportion. So, in life, we have to learn lessons. In life, we sometimes have a point of view, an opinion on something, and sometimes you have to get information on it. Example, ask me 10 years ago about Bitcoin. What do you think I would have told you? No, that's crap. It's bullshit. It's a scam. I don't know what the hell it is. It's not going anywhere. Well, 5 years later, I get enlightened again about it, and I start looking into it, and I completely change my opinion. Just like Michael Saylor did, just like Larry Fink did, just like Mark Cuban did, just like a lot of people. Anybody that we can all have opinions and we can be wrong. But we have to be able to admit when we're wrong. And we also have to be open to the idea that something could change your opinion and give you a different perspective. And all of a sudden, you look at it differently, right? So I look at it differently, like a lot of people in the world. And as time goes on, more and more people will believe in credit cards, in the internet, in mobile phones, in digital currency, and in Bitcoin. It's like anything. They'll believe it. What? Those two guys in North Carolina are trying to fly? Oh, get out of here. Only birds can fly. Oh, yeah, I'll never get in an airplane. Well, guess what? Everybody's getting in airplanes now. Oh, the internet, it's not going anywhere. Oh, credit cards. What are those things? Go ahead. Go look at back in the history of time. They laugh at all of it. They laugh at Bitcoin. You learn, right? Don Shula. I was part of that. I was on the radio. Oh, yeah, no. The game's passed Shula by. Yeah, the game's passed Shula by. We got to make. And there's Jimmy Johnson. He's on TV every week, campaigning for the job in the middle of the season against Shula. While Shula's struggling, Jimmy Johnson's taking shots at him on TV. And because of his success in Dallas, the Dolphin fan base, it just kept growing and growing and growing. And Shula winning us 10 games and getting just to the first round or out wasn't good enough for us anymore. We needed a change, and we got it. Were we better? So for all of us, including yours truly, which was most of us, Shula's passed it by, Shula's passed it by. Everybody was pretty much on that bandwagon. Okay, let's, whatever. And we got rid of him. And then as time went on, we learned our lesson, right? That we shouldn't have gotten rid of him. And remember, we've talked about it on the show. I've told you, because people complain about Pat Riley and say, it's time to change. And I'll tell you, yeah, Pat Riley hasn't been very good lately. I know, but I'm not changing. I don't want Pat Riley to go anywhere. When Pat Riley decides to go, well, then that's his choice, and I'm good with that. I want him to leave like Ron Frazier left, like Jim Morris left, like Larinaga left. I'm good with that, bro. They have determined. So I learned my lesson. I'm not doing to Riley what we did to Shula, correct? So I learned my lesson. I learned. Bitcoin, I didn't believe in it. I got the information. I learned about it. Now I'm way better off because of it. Okay? All right. Fantastic. Are you ready for this? Where I was wrong and all of you were wrong. All the media was wrong. I'm looking at free agents. Yeah, what positions do the Dolphins need? Guard, right? Defensive tackle, linebacker. Okay. So I'm looking, and you know who the top guard in the draft and the free agent is? There's not a lot of them, but you know who the top one is? Trey Smith, the only reliable lineman that Kansas City has. Okay. Guess what he's going to get? $20 million. Guess what we were all wrong about? Pay fucking Rob Hunt. We're all wrong now. We were all wrong. You had to pay Rob Hunt. Yesterday's price is not today's price, right? That's how it goes. Isn't it? So when we signed Goran Dragic, holy shit. They signed Goran Dragic to that ridiculous contract. Then 2 years later, we're like, holy shit, that Goran Dragic contract is a bargain. They signed Tyler Hero. Oh, my God, that's a crazy contract because he's injury prone and all that stuff. But if he stays healthy like he's doing right now, Now we're saying, actually, that contract's very tradable. Duncan Robinson, you signed him to that contract. It became very tradable and very manageable. The Rob Hunt contract was the sign of what was coming anyway. So instead of this whole disaster of having to go find another guard, you already found one. One of the best guards in the NFL was on your team. The guy didn't have one holding penalty last year. The guy didn't miss a down last year. Pay the man his money. Have we learned our lesson? Wilkins did not deserve the money because he wasn't a pass rusher. So you're going to pay him like a pass rusher when he's really not an elite pass rusher. But Rob Hunt is an elite guard. And he went to Carolina and proved he was an elite guard. He got the money and then performed. He had his best year he had ever had in his career. Pay the man his money. So if there's something that we have to learn about things, we're going to be wrong. Don Shula, Bitcoin, Rob Hunt. There's 3 for me. Okay? I don't know how about you. I don't know how you guys are about admitting when you're wrong, but I don't have a problem at all. I'll tell you when I'm right, and I'll tell you when I'm wrong. And that whole thing that no, you couldn't pay Rob Hunt. We erased that. Erased that. We were all wrong. Chris Greer was wrong. Okay? Mike McDaniel was wrong. The entire media contingent, pretty much. I was wrong. Most of because we were all, no, you can't pay Rob Hunt $20 million. Well, guess what? You're going to have to. You're going to have to. Because that's the going rate. The salary cap continues to rise. Salaries continue to rise. What do you want, bro? You stole Sealer for a couple of years as a street free agent, and now when you pay him, you're still stealing. It can't happen with every player. You're going to have to pay some of them. And so now that we're talking about all these problems, that would not have been a problem this year. And in future years, because everybody else would have been paying Rob Hunt the same kind of money or more, because that's what is going. That's the going rate. That's what's going to happen. That wasn't an outlier. No. That's what's happening in the market. And now this guy's going to get $20 million. Maybe 21, maybe 22, maybe he gets a little bit more. From Kansas City, by the way, because there's no way Kansas City lets him go. With all the problems they had on their offensive line, that is one guy they can't let go. So we have now gathered more information. Let's make sure we do the intelligent thing and say, hey, wait a minute. We're wrong on that one. We're wrong on that one. They should have kept Rob Hunt. They have enough troubles with the offensive line. When you find them, keep them, bro. You drafted Rob Hunt and Austin Jackson. You hit on 2 of the 3. You missed on Eichenberg. You hit on the other 2. You got to keep the ones you hit on. And we can't think about the overpaying. Well, so be it. But you can't let excellent players like that go. Sometimes you have to. Sometimes the Wilkins one, I totally understood that one. And I understood the Rob Hunt one at the moment. But now I know that I was wrong. And I hope a lot of you out there do the same thing and admit you're wrong. We screwed up on that one. Big time. Big time. Let's see. Big Johnson says, I got mixed up. You're right. More Than a Feeling is the one I meant. I thought that song was on the first album too. Yeah, no. All good. Let's see. Pretty much every song on Boston's debut album is outstanding. Yes, it's just perfect. Big O, I think when Clayton retired, him and Marino held the record for the most touchdowns by a duo. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Let's see. I remember JJ taking shots at Shula every week. That's the reason I never liked JJ as a Finns head coach. By the way, One-Eyed Jack, I've heard a lot of people say that. They hated the fact that Jimmy was constantly taking shots at Shula. Cala Joe says, agree 100%. I'm making Clayton a Hall of Famer. That's why I have his picture hanging in my den. The man was awesome. He was, man, dominant. He was a force, dude. Yes, Chris Chambers was a heck of a receiver, too. I like him. Let's see. Is it even possible to sign Trey Smith? No, Ray has nothing to do with signing. That my point had nothing to do with that. Okay, they're not getting Trey Smith. Kansas City will not allow Trey Smith to leave. Okay, he's won a championship there. He's not leaving, dude. So that's the point. Wasn't about that. The point was about Rob Hunt and our attitude on it. That has to be changed. It has to be changed. Unfortunately, if it's a player that you cannot replace, and they couldn't, and is deserving, and that's where the market is going, be blessed that you drafted the right guy. You had him for 4 years at a cheap price on a second-round draft pick, and now you have to pay him. So you have to overpay him a little bit, so be it, but you would have had Rob Hunt. So next year you have Austin Jackson, Rob Hunt, and the center, what's his name? And Brewer. So from the center to the right, you would have you're not even worried. And then you have Jake, and then you have Patrick Paul. So all you're really worried about is left guard. I mean, it's pretty cool. You found your center. You solved it for 3 years at $7 million per. So you're stealing money there. You're stealing money with Austin Jackson at $12 million per. You've got Patrick Paul on a rookie contract. You got to pay Hunt. Now, when I put it that way, huh? Oh, when I put it that way? How's that? You got a cheap right tackle, a cheap center, a rookie tackle for 5 years. You had to pay Hunt. Hunt would have been the only guy getting big money. We screwed up, man. Huge mistake. Huge mistake. Just saying. We got to, sometimes you get the information and you kind of put it all together and then you look at it and hindsight is 20/20. So scratch that now. Made a mistake not signing Rob Hunt. That's the facts. That's how it looks like. Unfortunately, now that you gather the information, you learn your lesson, and now we move forward. And now we know next time when we get to a crossroad that it's a player that if you're gonna have trouble replacing, and you have to slightly overpay, and you've already developed him, and you're confident and comfortable with him, why let him go? And Rob Hunt checked all the boxes. He wasn't even an idiot off the field or anything. He was an outstanding citizen. If he's Tyreek off the field and you got to pay him, but they did. He took Hunt's money. Yeah. I get what you're saying. Yeah.
The end result, Hunt was already gone before.
Yeah, but he would be off the books this year, and now Hunt's still on the books. So, and you know that this year's Hunt's salary would have been really low anyway, because that first year of the new deal, they would have worked it where it would have been like $5 million. And so then Tyreek's off the books, and then boy, the more I think about it, oh my God. The more I think about it, the more I phrase it, Like, you're not paying your right tackle, you're not paying your center, you're not paying your left tackle. Why not pay your guard? And wait a minute. And Tyreek, why guarantee him the money? He's off the books, which I said that in the first place, and he's off the books at the end of this year. And now Rob Hunt's salary jumps, but Tyreek's is off. Now that I phrase all of that, how much bigger does the mistake look? This is the kind of shit that you're not going to get at QAM and these other places. Anyway. Let's see. Rob Hunt's contract will be a bargain a year from now when more free agent guards will be getting paid $25 million a year. Exactly. That's right. We screwed up. We screwed up on that one. I think the issue with Rob Hunt is offensive guard isn't a priority position for Greer. No. He drafted him. So it is a priority position for him. You drafted him in the second round, dude. It's the head coach that it's not a priority. And where the front office has made a mistake for 3 years now is allowing that man to make any kind of decisions or determinations on what kind of a team. It's more like, yo, bro, you designed the play. We'll tell you what players you need. And that's what it should have been. Should have been, no. You just can't teach anybody guard and leave Rob Hunt there. And that's what it was. So it's Mike McDaniel, the problem. But again, the front office hired Mike McDaniel. So that's where it falls on them, unfortunately. But this is a McDaniel thing. He puts no importance on guards. That's him, because that's what he's done for every year now. That's how he looks at it, because opposite of Rob Hunt, that's what he was doing. Let's go find a project, somebody we can fill in, whatever, and you had a rotation in there while Rob Hunt kept playing. Now that Rob Hunt's gone, now you've got the problem. Now you've got the fluctuations on both guard spots. So your problem, like I said, is the guy that should not be employed, Mike McDaniel. So that's why I have zero hope for this season. It doesn't matter. Chris Greer can have the greatest offseason he's ever had, and this guy will screw it up. This team should have won 11, 12, 13 games last year, and he screwed it up. So it doesn't matter what the front office did. They hired the wrong coach. So the coach is going to burn everybody. And as I've told many people, unfortunately, in that building, that guy is going to get all of you fired. So that's all. I've seen this story. I've seen this movie, and just sucks. Ray, thank you, sir. Thank you. I got this at the concert in Los Angeles when I saw them a couple months ago. The Rams week. I was out there, and the was performing. I had a really cool place, by the way. The acoustics in it was awesome. It was at USC, and it was at their some kind of a classic concert hall that they have there off the USC campus. I forgot the name of it, but it was fantastic. Like, not a beautiful place or anything, but classic wood inside, all of that. But the acoustics were phenomenal. You go to my Twitter page or Instagram page, you'll see some of the videos, or even on Blue Sky or whatever, you'll see them there. You'll see the videos from it. Freaking awesome, dude. Awesome. And he was fantastic. It's the second time I've seen I've only seen them twice in my life. The first time was the Depeche Mode Violator tour. They opened up, and it was at the Miami Arena. And Johnny Marr was playing with on that tour, because it was the Dusk tour. So it was really, really cool. Really cool. But I'm glad to see the man, because Matt Johnson is freaking awesome. I love Matt Johnson. Big O, if you were the Dolphins, would you re-sign Javon Holland? I'd tag him, if anything. Not re-sign, because I don't. I'm torn. I'm a huge Holland guy. I love Javon Holland. Okay. But I am concerned that he hasn't been himself since the 2 knee injuries from 2 years ago, midway through the season. And all last year, I did not see the Javon Holland that the explosive player that I'm used to. Not the same guy. And I don't know if something happened to him and maybe he made a mistake by playing on those 2 injured knees or something. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what happened, but I would only tag him because I don't know if he's going to return to form yet. I'm not going to commit a long-term contract to Javon Holland. Unfortunately, I cannot after what I saw this season. Yes, sir.
I know with what you just said, this is going to sound, but are you paying $19 million for the franchise?
Yeah, that's the problem.
No.
I
know what we just said about Ron and everything. Looking back at it,
I mean, that's the only thing I could do. I cannot give him a long-term contract.
Long-term. Gotcha.
So the most I could do, and that's if I have the space, because you need the hard cap space in order to do that. That's the most I could do because I can't take a long-term risk on a guy that I may only have on a short-term basis. So you may have to let him go. And if he signs a big contract and has a great year, then you get a compensatory pick out of it and hope you get a third out of it. That's it. But it's hard right now because he has not been himself. And, we've talked about this several times with him. So it's sad, man. Sad. Is this the last year for both McDaniel and Greer? Well, if they're not successful, yeah, I would imagine so, unfortunately. And more turnover and a whole rebuild and all that bullshit again. Right? Just frustrating. Man, when you phrase the Rob Hunt situation, Big O, it hurts even more. Greer hit on the guard and just let him walk, damn it. And McDumm's a goofball. If the Dolphins would have had a running game back then, we would have had 2 Super Bowls with Mark Clayton and Mark Duper. Yeah, of course. And a defense. They needed a defense. They didn't have a defense either, bro. Dolphin defense sucked. Okay? The Dolphin defense under Marino's era was never any good. Okay? Early 90s, you had a couple of decent players, but it wasn't the Buffalo Bills were an elite offense and they couldn't slow it down. You know what I mean? So at no point did Marino ever play with a very good defense. Forget elite or awesome or whatever. Marino had garbage overall pretty much on defense. His defenses were always going to give up 30 points. Always. I mean, let's call it like we see it, dude. You know what I mean? If we're going to do it, let's be honest. All right? Marino's defenses were garbage. He didn't have the right side of his line was weak, and he didn't have a running game ever. Never had a running back that would scare defenses. Never. Ever. So that's how it goes. That's just, it's old, but that's exactly the way it went, unfortunately. Let's see. Yes, McDaniel is definitely not a good coach. I saw Depeche Mode in Sunrise a few years back. The concert was amazing. Nice. With Tua being shorter center and OGs should have been the priority. No, that none of that has anything to do with anything, dude. Just block and run. There's called passing lanes, and shorter quarterbacks. If they got to the NFL level, it's because they already learned how to use passing lanes in college and in high school. Okay, so that has nothing to do with it. You just got to build the line and run the ball, and that's what they haven't been able to do. Until you can do that, you're not going to win in this league. And I don't care who the quarterback is. That's just kind of the way the game goes, unfortunately. Bitcoin back over 97. Anything else to write home about? Although Caspa keeps climbing. That's good. It's back over 9.5 cents. I like it. Anything else climbing? Polka dot up over 6%. Not bad. Binance is over 6%. It's up to $671, man. That is amazing stuff. Amazing stuff. What else do we have? We talked about Bobby Slowick. We talked about the Rob Hunt deal. How about stupid fans? We have them everywhere. Okay. How about Pittsburgh? So in Pittsburgh, there's a guy, I think they're calling him a super fan. Super fan equals I spend a lot of money on the team. I travel, I go to games, I go to suites. I'm a super fan. Well, super fan Kevin Adams bought a billboard to fire Mike Tomlin. How do you like that? Fire Mike Tomlin. How do you guys feel about that? Would you like to hire Mike Tomlin here?
I said it the day after they got eliminated, and I heard people start doing it. I was like, I know it's not going to happen. But, man, if Mike Tomlin gets let go, McDaniels to be let go 2 minutes later.
Steelers superfan Kevin Adams is claiming responsibility for a billboard that has gone up near Boulevard of the Allies in Pittsburgh. The billboard reads, "The standard is mediocrity. Trade Tomlin or sell the team, Rooney. We've had enough." Okay, so you want the Rooneys to sell the team? Okay, that's actually even better than the Mike Tomlin one. Question: do you guys want the Rooneys to buy your team? Chuck, no, I don't know. The Spitter and now Tomlin. I don't know. They're 3 for 3 in half a century. You're 3 for 3. Noel, Cowher, and Tomlin. I think they're all going to be in the Hall of Fame. I don't know. I mean, you got to be stupid. It's like there were people in Buffalo trying to put Sean McDermott on the hot seat. Like, seriously? Are you people like watching the rest of the league? Do you have any idea of the people that are coaching other teams? Anyway, the word enough is underlined on the billboard with the letters all written in uppercase. The ad said it was paid for by Kevin Adams. You don't have to like me or the way I choose to celebrate the Steelers, but I always stand on what I believe in, and I put my money where my mouth is. Like I said, super fan. Will change happen because of this? No, but it won't stop me from letting our voices be heard. No, you know what? It's allowing everybody, Kevin, to know that you're a dumb mother effer, bro. You are one of the dumbest fans in the history of mankind. Mike Tomlin is a phenomenal coach. I think I just went through a diatribe yesterday of the poor man coaching Landry Jones, Devlin Duck Hodges, Justin Fields, Kenny Pickett, Mitchell Trubisky, Russell Wilson, and now they're talking about bringing in Aaron Rodgers. But do we want to kill the man? Do we want to drive him to alcoholism? Kevin Adams, you're a super idiot is what you are, bro. Okay? You are a super class moron. Wow. I mean, really. It just... yes.
It's like what you just said about, us with Dolphin, right? With Shula.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
like, but he's still making. He's not having down years either.
No,
with no
He's still
talent.
you
got the owners coming out and saying, "No, we're not getting rid of talent. We didn't give him talent." I mean, the owner's sitting up there seeing what's going on.
Of course, dude.
What the hell are the? I mean, it's just amazing.
And the fact that he wins as much as he does is baffling to me.
Yeah. No, when they went on that, what was it, a 7-game winning streak? In there, and it's like, did you expect them to continue right through the playoffs on a winning streak? It's not. Teams catch fire, but it comes. You get the fire extinguisher once you hit the playoffs and you're playing the other top teams. There's a story on ESPN. Did you see it about Jonathan Martin?
The Jonathan Martin?
The Jonathan Martin.
Oh, God, I hope it's not bad.
No, not bad at all.
Oh, good.
You're going to like this. I'm just going to read the headline, or actually the caption underneath Jonathan Martin.
Go ahead.
Former NFL offensive lineman Jonathan Martin is an MBA student at the Wharton School of the University of Pennsylvania studying entrepreneurship and innovation with an interest in Bitcoin.
Wow, look at him.
He is studying alt currencies is what it's when you dig deeper into articles. It's like it's basically like, I thought it would mean like cryptocurrencies the way they worded it, but it's focusing on monetary policy and emerging alternative currencies is the actual thing.
Yeah. It's kind of like stable coins.
Yeah, it's with the Bitcoin stuff.
Yeah. Which is what the U.S. is trying to do now, is lay out all the laws for stable coins so they could get the dollar involved in all the stable coins. And then all these stable coin companies, they're going to thoroughly vet them to make sure they're using the dollar to back all their coins. So then that way the dollar gets, a little juice. So it's actually a smart move on their part if they're able to pull it off, which they will be able to, because if those exchanges want to have stable coins and want to do business in the United States, they're going to have to follow the regulations. So it's really good because people then can count on stable coins. And that's where we're going anyway. All right, let's go with a little music before Ira Winderman stops by. Chicken wow, wow, wow. Let's go with a little birthdays today. Musicians Mike Posner. Chicken wow, 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 wow. Born in this date in 1988. Gucci Mane, rapper. Born in this date in 1980. Who else? Jim Cregan, bassist with Bare Naked Ladies, born in this date in 1970. Cheyenne Phillips, born on this date in 1968 from Wilson Phillips. Gary Whelan from Happy Mondays. He's the drummer, born on this date in 1966. Paul Crook, American guitarist, worked with Meatloaf, Anthrax, and Sebastian Bach, born on this date in 66. Neil Conti from Prefab Sprout. Wow, I haven't heard of that one since the 90s. Let's see who else. Born on this date. Brian Robertson, guitarist with Thin Lizzy, appearing in 5 studio albums with them. Born on this date in 56. I keep forgetting we're not in love anymore. Michael McDonald, Doobie Brothers. Born on this date in 1952. Steve Hackett of Genesis, guitarist, born on this date in 1950. Stanley Knight, guitarist with Black Oak, Arkansas, born on this date in 1949. And Joe Shermy, bassist with Three Dog Night, born in 1945. And the late, great Ray Manzarek, keyboardist for The Doors, born in 1939. We lost him in 2013. Now that I think about it, wow, that interview with Ray Manzarek was a long time ago. Holy moly. All right, let's go with birthdays. Regular folks celebrating birthdays today. Abraham Lincoln celebrating a birthday today. Yeah, 1809. We lost him in 1865. Just the other day. Just a shot away. Let's see. What else do we have? celebrating a birthday. Christina Ricci, movie actress. Wednesday, she is 45. Bill Russell, the great one, born in 1934. We lost him in 2022. Josh Brolin, actor, is 57 today. Drew Ray Tanner, actor, 33. Who else celebrating birthdays today? Jennifer Stone, movie actress, is 32. Tony Ferguson, MMA fighter. I almost mixed it up with wrestler. He is 41. Naseem Hamed, boxer, is 51. And that's it for famous folk. What do you got for me for wrestlers?
All right. Akeem, you know him in WWE as Akeem. I know him as the one-man gang in Championship Wrestling from Florida. He turned 65 today. Those are your birthdays for February 12th, 2025.
Wow, that was a long list. All right, let's move over to music history. What happened today on February 12th? First of all, in 1995, Van Halen scored their first #1 album with Balance. It topped the charts. In 2003, Bob Weir, Mickey Hart, and Phil Lesh, the surviving members of Grateful Dead, changed their name from The Other Ones to The Dead. In 77, the Ramones, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, and Blondie all performed at LA's Whiskey A Go-Go. That's a pretty good day in 1977 to see the Ramones, Tom Petty, and Blondie. Holy shit. In 2003, ex-drummer John Densmore sued former bandmates Ray Manzarek and Robbie Krieger for breach of contract, trademark infringement, and unfair competition after they reformed the band with Ian Astbury of The Cult and Stuart Copeland of The Police and called it The Doors. Damn, and he did that all on Ray Manzarek's birthday? And in 97, U2 held a press conference in lingerie department at the Greenwich Village Kmart store in New York City to announce their Pop Mart World Tour. That is crafty. I like it. I also like talking basketball. And we do it with the one and only Ira Winderman in our Acura of Pembroke Pines, Miami Heat, and NBA reports.
Heat fans, time for the best insight of your favorite team with insider Ira Winderman, exclusively on the Big O Radio Show. It's the Acura of Pembroke Pines, Miami Heat and NBA report. Here's Ira Winderman.
All righty, there he is, Ira Winderman. Don't forget, folks, to smash the hell out of the like button. There we go. Heat getting ready for a little OKC action tonight. Ira hitting the road. Ira, it wasn't a good night the other night, but I wasn't really surprised. It's normal for players to kind of find their way and all that kind of stuff. So to me, you know, and I saw that the young man, what's his name, Davion Mitchell, was even talking about how you're not going to get a lot of practice time and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
So this is going to be rough sledding. In fact, this Heat team, which really may not have a lot of all-star commitments, might actually benefit from that time off and maybe might be able to get a couple of practices during that break time.
Oh, well, the team is officially off for a full week. That's a union rule in what they do. But that doesn't mean you can't go through the playbook and actually learn what's going on. And I talked to Andrew Wiggins about that. He said he just had a newborn. I said, perfect bedtime stories. Nothing will put you to sleep quite like an Eric Spoelstra 100-volume playbook. So he knows he can bring that home. They'll work on things. And Big O, it's the lifestyle. Yeah. It's the adjustments. It's the move. The trade came at a good time. You know, a lot of people last week said, why is the trade deadline going on during the season? There's games to be played. Teams are shorthanded. It doesn't make sense. On the other hand, by doing it ahead of the All-Star break, guys can now get resettled. So look, the Heat are a game under 500 after the loss Monday to Boston. Let's face it, the Thunder are great. They should beat the Heat. Then they're going to have the Mavericks on the second night of a back-to-back. Even without Anthony Davis, Kyrie has done his damage. So I really think, Big O, when we do our Acura Pembroke Pines report next week, we're going to talk about a Heat reset. They're going to be a sub-500 team with a favorable March home schedule, and we'll see then with this group works. And the beauty of that is If it does, you can move forward into the offseason with confidence. If it doesn't, you can move forward into the offseason realizing something has to be done.
So let me ask you something, because something did kind of disturbing come out of it for me.
Okay.
Sam Amick reports that Pat Riley got very emotional with Jimmy Butler, even to the point where he teared up a bit. What can you tell us about that? Because that doesn't seem like it. It seems like me now when I watch some of these movies that I end up crying because I'm like, man, I'm almost a 60-year-old man, and I never cried for this shit. Now I'm crying for this shit? Like, what am I doing?
This is what I don't understand about that whole situation. Number one, it came from an anonymous source. You might be able to figure out who it is, but it came from someone who didn't even have the backbone to say, I, name inserted here, heard that, saw that, witnessed that, nothing. I would never put something like that out unless someone said they're going to put their name on it. So let's step back for a second, because we've all gone through this as we get older. If you're talking about the loss of a loved one and the loss of a father, and all of a sudden there's something wrong in welling up over that. So here is Pat Riley at his lowest of low times with Jimmy Butler trying to find common ground. The common ground was a year ago. Pat Riley and the Arrisons traveled to Texas for the funeral service of Jimmy Butler's father. A year later, basketball-wise, they're in different places, but life-wise, they're in the same place. And so Pat Riley, I don't believe, was being manipulative. I think he was being genuine. We don't see a lot of genuine Pat Riley on the outside. We see the Godfather and the whole Heat culture and all that image. And I'm like, so what? But to portray someone as maybe aging out of a job, give me examples, put your name on it, and then go forward. I thought it was really horse crap the way it was portrayed. And I'll give you an example. The Athletic came out with that story in the morning when I was at Shoot Around in Brooklyn last Friday. Instead of rushing its story, ESPN came out with a beautiful how it went down story about 4 or 5 o'clock that afternoon, because they took the time to research it and get both sides of the story. Big O, you always talk about subscribe to the Herald, subscribe to the Sun Sentinel, the Palm Beach Post, get real journalism. That's the difference. That's what some of us out here are still trying to do. Did I have all that information? Absolutely. Weeks in advance. Did I give a rat's ass that Pat Riley got emotional speaking about his father and how close they had been, but also the loss in the intervening years? No, to me, it added a layer of humanity to the man.
Right, exactly.
I just think it's crap. We know this. Jimmy Butler was going to burn down everything in his wake when he left town. So if you're asking me, who am I going to side with when it comes to rational thought in the last 6 weeks? I'm going to side with Andy Ellisberg, Pat Riley, Mickey Harrison, not because I'm a beat writer, because what did they do bad? Now, Big O has questioned the decision going back to last summer of not trading Jimmy, has questioned the decision of Jimmy's last extension.
No, it was not last summer. It was the entire extension. I would have never given him
going back to 2021 when they also brought in Kyle, and I'm fine with that. But I think you would say, Big O, and we've been doing this a long time together, Pat Riley as a person has been straightforward, has been honest, has been compelling, has made good decisions, has made bad decisions. But when as a person, Big O, have you ever felt the need cheaply to mock the man?
No. But I was concerned because you are getting emotional there, and this is a guy that doesn't give a shit about you. He only gives a shit about money. That's all. And this is where I think Riley again is going to have to adjust a little bit. He kind of needs to be a little bit more of the cold and calculating guy that he has been in the past, because he is now running into a player on average that is going to be cold and calculating. You're not going to run into the Bam Adebayos of the world on
Correct.
Okay. Those human beings don't exist. Those are rare.
Let's go back. 2014, LeBron James, 2018, Dwayne Wade, all these contra champs. I think what they've tried to do is done good cop, bad cop with Mickey Harrison and Pat Riley. Don't know if that works. I could see how Eric Spoelstra during the course of his season doesn't want to interject himself because he's still coaching the team. So that makes it difficult. But yeah, I do think if I'm going to criticize Pat Riley, It's going to be, and Big O and you and I are also in this case as we get a little bit older, is you have to move on from old school. You have to understand that old school and talk about James Worthy and Magic Johnson and Kareem and the captain and Patrick. You have to move on from that to this is a different generation. Because what was the one Jimmy Butler headline as soon as the deal was done to Golden State? Boom, he has a new contract, $110 million. He got his money. It was always about the money. Pat knew it was always about the money. There are still players who play for the love of the game, but those guys also play for the money as well. Yes. So I do think there has to be rethinking, and here's when it's going to come out. Tyler Hero has been as good a soldier as you can find for the Miami Heat in the last 2 or 3 years. Eric Spoelstra said, stop shooting the mid-range. He stopped. Eric Spoelstra said, shoot more threes. He shot more threes. Eric Spoelstra said, get to the rim. He's gotten to the rim. But this summer, he's eligible for an extension. In October, actually, a little bit after the summer, that can be upwards of $40 million a year. So again, you might need some good cop, bad cop. Tyler, we love you and what you've done. But we also have a salary cap and a luxury tax and salary aprons. And that's what makes it tough. And that's why I agree with you, Big O. Sentimentality can only go so far. This is a hard, cold cash business.
I mean, LeBron's not paying attention to you when you're meeting him. You know, he's watching a soccer game or something.
Correct.
You got Jimmy just shitting all over you and doing things in public that has never been done in the Heat organization under Pat Riley for all this time. I just think I like him when he's out there saying that, you know, you can't be what is it, smiling faces with,
emojis and smiling faces. Yeah,
hidden agendas and all
hidden
that
agendas, smiling faces and emojis.
I want that Riley. I want the Riley that, you know, shrinking violets. That's the Riley I want, because at times it's the player has become much more cold and calculating now,
and empowered. Yes,
and especially empowered now. And so, if you think you're gonna, you know, Bam was eligible for that Supermax, and he didn't screw the team with the Supermax. So, you know, it's just stuff like that just does not exist anymore. Bam plays for the love of the game, and that's why I never
for the money.
I never say to trade him, because I know he's so important to everything that goes on. But I just say you've got to get 2 stars above him that drive the offense, because he is like the other night, just 2 nights ago. That's a night where you need a guy to say, "Hey, I'm taking over." But that's not who he is. You know,
and he tried, and he got, I think it was 22 points, but that's about his limitation. He's not going to give you that 40. He's not going to be like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the Heat see tonight.
Right.
3 50-point games in the last
22 on 6 of 17.
Yes. So that's the difference. You the Gilgeous-Alexanders, the guys that come along like that, you have to latch on. You have to find one of them. Until you do that, you're in the oasis with so many other teams.
That's why when you have a Dwayne Wade, it's so special that you have a guy that is a fountain of offense, a fountain of attention, the guy they game plan against, and that's what Miami has had.
Riley calls those generational players. You need to find a generational player, but a generational player only comes along once in a generation, so you're going to have peaks and valleys. It's not going to be linear. It's linear when you have LeBron James because he's a freak in nature at 40, but those players are the rarest of the rare. Everyone else goes up, everyone else goes down.
Yeah, but see, the part that we don't understand is that we've been so spoiled. We have been linear for 30 years, because when you're talking about Alonzo and Timmy and Mourning, and Mason, and you're talking Shaq and Wade, and, you know, it just goes on, and Bosh and LeBron, and you know, you're so spoiled. You have had way more big names than most of the average franchises out there. You've had a lot of those generational,
and that's why you can have the faith.
Ray Allen was a generational player. When you got him, he wasn't generational, but he was still super impactful, and he was your 4th best player or something. Like, this is stupid that you had Ray Allen as a complimentary player.
And Mike Miller and Shane Battier and other guys who had been stars in previous lives. And that's why you have to have a degree of faith that Andy Ellisberg and Pat Riley and Adam Simon with his drafting and the Arisons will find a way again to make it right. And so you just move on from Jimmy. You just say, okay, thank you for 5 glorious years and half of an awful year.
Yeah. You overachieved to hell, and it is what it is. I mean, what are you going to do? It was fantastic. The best Jimmy Butler has ever done in his career was here in Miami also. You know what I mean? Like, by the way, outside of Shaq, every player that has come through here, they peaked here. Okay? Right? Am I right? Outside of Shaq? Every other player that has even come through here, even big names, they all.
I guess you could arguably even say LeBron, even with his one championship with LA and one championship with Cleveland, he won two here.
Those two championships don't come close to the three straight trips. Three straight
Four
trips?
Straight trips to the finals, two straight championships.
Yeah. Are you kidding me? That doesn't even come close to what he did here in Miami. Everybody's peaked here except for Shaq, because we were getting Shaq on the back end of his career. Unfortunately. But outside of that, that's the one thing that franchise can take pride in. Practically everybody that walks through the door and walks out, they were better players because of it. Period. I mean, that's the one thing that we can. All right. So the job for Eric Spoelstra now, okay, we got to be patient. We got to give him some time to figure all this stuff out. I know people are going to be frustrated with it, but he's got to figure all this stuff out. What do you see him trying to figure out here, and trying to mold this team back again?
I think he has to find out what he has in Andrew Wiggins. He has to find out what he can best do to maximize Andrew Wiggins. At the top of his game, Andrew Wiggins is an all-star. At the bottom of his game, he's just another complementary piece in the Hawkins and Jovic. So we have to find that out. This morning at Shoot Around, when I spoke to Eric, that's exactly what he said. I phrase my question is, when are you going to get the playbook involved more for Wiggins, Anderson, and Davion Mitchell? And he stopped me. And he said it starts with Wiggins. We have to get him comfortable first. Yes. The other guys, they can just fit in because they are complementary pieces. So right. I think you'll see it a little tonight in OKC. I think you'll see it a little tomorrow in Dallas. But mostly, when Eric has a full week off to go back and conjure, I think you'll see much more of a game for Andrew Wiggins to try to find a place for himself. It was really interesting. When Jimmy Butler left, remember he said he lost his joy because the plays weren't designed for him? Because the Heat knew he was on the way out. Jimmy Butler was either going to be injured or petulant. Andrew Wiggins shows up every single night. The only time he missed consistent time was a year ago when his father, the former NBA player Mitchell Wiggins, was ill and then passed away. Otherwise, he's a 70-game-a-year player. The Heat never saw 70 games from Jimmy Butler. No. That was just an abstract. So Eric Spoelstra can now put in a playbook for Andrew Wiggins, and here's the difference. Have Andrew Wiggins actually show up and play. So that's the difference right there. So I think it starts with Wiggins. Can you maximize him? Or can you realize, hey, the trade didn't work out, and at least then in the offseason, you move forward from there?
All right, we'll find out if it works or not. We'll find all that out. But I will say this, that on paper, looking at it from above, Tyler Hero actually has an experienced player to play off of now.
Correct.
And so now, with Bam being like the third guy and kind of helping to facilitate those two guys, you actually might have a better chance of running an offense because there's a yin and a yang to the offense now, where there wasn't a yin and a yang.
I'm going to take it further, Big O.
They were dead in the water without Tyler.
I'm going to take it back, though, to where you had it in this. Whether there's chemistry or not, you've got to show up to develop chemistry. So here's the deal. This is what happened in a nutshell. Eric Spoelstra got to training camp this year and said, Jimmy Butler's going to wind up missing a third of the games. I cannot build an offense around this guy again. We are a play-in team who needs to come and find a way to get 4 or 5 more victories. Oh, Tyler shows up every night. I'll build around him. Oh, Bam shows up every night. I'll build around him. Try to see if he has the three-point game. He hasn't, but he did. What Eric Spoelstra has now for the first time in 5 years is, number one, less talent, but number two, more available talent. So he can put in a game plan, like you said, where Tyler can play off Wiggins and Wiggins can play off Bam and Bam can play off Tyler, because you know what? They're going to show up tonight, tomorrow, and the day after. Tyler has missed just 2 games so far. Bam, I believe, has just missed 1 or 2 to this point this season. Like I just said, Wiggins plays. All I want is my players to show up. You want me to show up and pay money to see a game at Kaseya Center? I ask for something so simple. You show up as well and give me a performance. Enough of this, like you and I, Big O, are going to the theater and they're announcing just before, standing in for so-and-so is so-and-so. That's what the Heat have gotten the last 5 years with Jimmy Butler, is a bunch of stand-ins. Now they have guys who stand up and show up.
Yeah. I just hope it kind of works out for them. I mean, they're stuck with Wiggins for a few years, so you might as well, and hopefully. Now, listen, the Dallas situation. My God. Okay, so you lose Mark Cuban. Now you lose Luka, and then you get AD, and you lose AD right on the first night, and it just like, wow. I feel bad for the people in Dallas, man.
It reminds me of when Lou Alcindor, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar then just wanted out of Milwaukee, wanted a bigger city, bigger lifestyle. I just cannot recall that many players in the absolute prime of their careers just being shipped off like that for an older player, sort of on an expiring career. It is as shocking to me now as it was 2 weeks ago when they made that trade. I don't know how you make that trade. I don't know how you so alienate a fan base. This wasn't even Dwayne Wade when he left the Heat. He was on the decline. Yeah. He wasn't the same player. We saw that in Chicago. We saw that in Cleveland. But it's almost like I think Mark Cuban knew what was coming and knew that Nico Harrison maybe wasn't the guy. So when he met the Adelson family and he got his money, you know what? It was almost like he was on his own show and he was presenting. Here are the Dallas Mavericks. Here's a bargain. Do I have any of you guys, any bidders out there, any sharks who want to go in the tank with me? He got the money and he got out. Because, man, this is a Dallas Mavericks team that was in the NBA Finals last season, and now it almost looks like a shipwreck. All of a sudden, when you tie everything to Kyrie Irving, you're sort of headed out to sea, aren't you?
Yeah, and now he's opening up a casino. Maybe he's the guy that ends up being the owner in Las Vegas for an expansion NBA team.
I mean, no matter how you look at it, that Dallas situation from just 2 weeks ago, unfathomable. It'll be really interesting getting there with the anger. I don't know if they'll bring the Doncic casket again for a third consecutive game there, but the fans there aren't happy. Do you know the first game Dallas played at home after the trade, they didn't show any crowd shots because they were so afraid of the T-shirts and the reaction of people? Last game, it was fantastic. They did karaoke. And the guy was singing the songs, and then he stops, and then he says, "Fire Nico," and he's ejected and escorted out of the stand. So, yeah, I just fans play a part of this, and you have to think about it, whether it's negotiating with Dwayne at the end of his career or Luka Doncic at the prime of his career.
Yeah. It's I just I just look at it and I go, man, if Cuban was there was no way Doncic goes anywhere. He understands star quality. You can't. I get it, dude. His conditioning sucks and all of that. Right. But you got to deal with it.
It's a Shark Tank deal I would not have expected from Mark Cuban, maybe from Mr. Wonderful, but that's it.
Yeah, that is crazy. All right, what do you got going on in the Sentinel so folks can check you out?
We're a really good feature on the Circle of Life today. In 2014, the Cavaliers won the lottery for the second consecutive year. They turned that number one pick, Andrew Wiggins, into Kevin Love. They began LeBron's championship run. LeBron sort of knew that in 2014 when the season was winding down, that he can go back to Cleveland, go back to Kyrie Irving, who had been there, who joined the team in the interim, would get a guy like Kevin Love. Kevin Love spoke about how being a teammate now with Andrew Wiggins completes his circle from 11 years ago. So it just shows how all of NBA life is cyclical. And then I just posted, in addition to that, at sunsentinel.com, a notebook on Tyler Hero and Jaime Jaquez did just land in Oklahoma City. Now, they had the stomach flu. We don't know where they'll be. They are questionable for tonight. But missing from shoot-around was Terry Rozier and Duncan Robinson. They now have the stomach flu. And Big O, anyone who has kids and has kids in school knows when that thing starts going around, it really goes around. It honestly felt like the COVID days at shoot-around this morning at Paycom Center with all the guys being ill. So I think there'll be a lot of masks and a lot of gloves.
I didn't think they would play, but now that you tell me the other two guys are sick, maybe that's what they're saying. Hey, we need you guys to come up here and play because these two guys are going to be out or something like that.
Yeah, and obviously both of them, Jaime's going to the Rising Stars at All-Star, Tyler to the All-Star game. They want to get back. It would not be a good look to miss 2 games and then only show up for All-Star break. So there is optimism for them. Who knows? The way Terry Rozier is playing, maybe someone told one of the guys, hey, get that guy sick also. So we'll see.
All right. Follow him on Twitter at Ira Heatbeat. Ira, safe travels. We will catch up next week, my friend. Thank you.
Catch you next week in our accurate Pembroke Pines report. Thank you, Big O.
Thank you, sir. That is Ira Winderman getting it done like they do at Acura Pembroke Pines. Yes, we are here at Toyota of Hollywood, but they get it also done at Acura Pembroke Pines. The Zinn family, baby, getting it done for you.
You've been listening to the Acura of Pembroke Pines Miami Heat and NBA Report with Ira Winderman. When you're looking for award-winning service and great deals from the #1 volume Acura sales dealership in the Southeast United States, you go to Craig's in Acura of Pembroke Pines at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
All right. The great Oscar Rojas is in the house here at Toyota of Hollywood. How about that? Oscar Rojas stopping by.
Decked out in full Big O gear,
I know.
too.
He's got a Big O T-shirt.
I mean, if we had shoes and socks, I think they'd be on.
Yeah, he has a Big O Show hat on and a Big O Show shirt on. So Rojas is in the house.
Hey.
Yes?
No, you mentioned something about he's getting a casino?
That's why he had to sell the team.
Because I saw
He's
a podcast.
opening a casino in Dallas.
I saw a podcast on it, and they asked him why he sold the team, and his response was, "I can't keep up with the real estate billionaires in there because I deal with technology and everything else, and it doesn't go through." That's why when you said that, I was like,
Oh no,
it's interesting. Maybe he's now getting into it because of the money he got from that.
He divested out of that into a casino to make more money.
No, I just saw it yesterday.
Yeah,
and I read and listened to it, and I was like,
so now I'm thinking he ends up in Vegas.
Yeah,
being part owner of a casino there of a NBA team there.
100%.
You know,
yeah.
So now that he's getting into the casino world, he'll have the casino connections, and it's you know.
And now it's 2025. Normally, you wouldn't probably have somebody that owns a casino own a team, but in Vegas, but his casino's in Dallas, not Vegas. Oh, okay.
So maybe he just uses his NBA connections with his casino power, and then is able to go and be one of the owners on the NBA team, because you want to own a sports team in Vegas. Why? Destination city.
And they're spectacles.
The A's are going to make money now.
Yeah.
Because now Yankee fans are going to fly over.
Yeah.
Dodger fans are going to fly over. Seattle fans are going to fly over because they're all going to make it like a trip. They're going to, not Marlins fans.
No, people go to the Vegas night games to see the pageantry, not necessarily the game.
Yeah.
The game's a bonus. It's everything that they do around there because that's the city.
Yeah. I think we talked about it a while back, but I'll mention it again. Word has it that they'll make baseball games there at 5:00. Why? Because it's a 3-hour game, maybe 3.5. They're done at 8:30, and now they go out into the casinos and gamble. So that's kind of the idea, because if you start at 7:30, 8 o'clock, then they're done at 11 or something, and they're going to be tired, and they're not going to go gamble and spend money and all that. So from what I hear, there'll be a lot of day games in Vegas I don't know at the beginning, because they're going to be playing at the minor league facility, which is a little out, but this is literally on the strip where they're building the stadium. So I hear that a lot of their games will be like 5:00 starts.
It'll just be like Eastern time games now, like we have 7:30, 8 o'clock starts for the Eastern side.
Exactly.
So you're going to see a bright.
So the sun's coming down, so it's less heat. And then you start the game, and then you end early in the evening, and then you're off to a show, you're off to a concert, you're off to food, you're off to gamble, you're off to enjoy Vegas.
Imagine casinos, like some of the thing, like if the A's score 5 runs this game, you come in and you get a free card. I don't know. I mean, you know what I'm saying? There's so much that you could do there.
Yeah, man. Exactly. It'll succeed there because it's not because the A's fans will carry it. It's because the visiting fans will carry it. The Raiders can suck all they want, and they'll get Raiders fans, but that stadium will always be packed because the other team is going to, whoever it is going to make it a destination. So it's like it's the smartest thing in the world to open up a sports team there in Vegas, because it's.
And it's like you with Morrissey, right? Morrissey's there 3 nights. You go to all 3 nights. Baseball games are usually 3-4 game series.
Yep.
You spend 3 or 4 days in Vegas, hit each game, hit each whatever you want to do, and you're in and out.
Yep. I almost had the Black Sabbath tickets yesterday. Yeah, man. Almost got him after. He went back on. He almost got him. He had him in the cart, and then when he tried to pay, it was already gone. And so it's crazy. But he's got like 3 more shots at it. So we'll see. I still got a couple. Yeah, it's stages, the different levels. The general sale is not till Friday. So he's trying to get through the different VIP levels first. He's like he's a beast. Nobody's like Grieper, bro. Grieper's the best. The best. Pat in Asheville is another nut like him, by the way. Pat and Grieper are the best at all this. Pat's another one that does all that stuff too. He's well connected and always like finds a way to get tickets and good seats too. Big O, did you speak about the hiring of Bobby Slowick? Yeah, rewind. Let's see. If the Dolphin front office could clear the board completely of players and coaching staff, do you think in the following 5 years? That's all hypotheticals. I have no idea what's going to happen, Corso. You know what I mean? That's not a question that you can answer and give an intelligent answer to that. Let's see. Wiggins missed significant time, part 2 seasons for personal issues. Yeah, that was his dad. That's what Ira was talking about. Let's see. Big O, if the top running back is sitting there at 13, do you take him? No, of course not. If you don't have a line, who cares about the running back? You know? Got to have a line. You got to get a line. Get defensive linemen, get off defensive tackles. You can draft a running back in the middle rounds. You don't have to reach for the Gentry kid, which is what you're talking about, the Boise State kid. What is it? Genty, that's it. You don't have to reach for. You're not in a luxury like situation. At 13, you should be able to get yourself a hog. You should be able to get a bad son of a bitch at guard or a bad SOB at defensive tackle. You got to be able to do that. Let's see. That Dallas trade was the worst trade ever to the Lakers, all teams. Yeah. Big O, last I checked, they haven't broken ground in Vegas Stadium for the A's. They will. I mean, you're not really holding out hope or anything, right, for it to return. It'll happen. It's all going to happen. It's all good. They don't. And by the way, they don't have to break ground. They're starting in the minor league facility first, so they'll build that shit up, and they'll live there they'll be fine in the minor league facility for a couple of years. They weren't making that much money anyways. It wasn't like their attendance was any great shakes. So they'll be fine. It's not a big deal. Cash App or Venmo, by the way. That's Cash Big O Show. That's Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo. And, of course, we are out here at Toyota of Hollywood. Love talking about Toyota of Hollywood. Herbie Lopez and the great people out here at Toyota Hollywood. Let me tell you, folks, they've got a selection that is second to none. So if you're looking for a 4Runner, which I'm seeing them here, or a RAV4 or a Prius or a Corolla or a Camry, and when you go to each floor, they've got all the different vehicles, and they've got a ton of them. Okay? Sometimes you're looking at 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 100 different vehicles of the same model. So you can pick the car you want, the color you want, the style you want, the model you want. But more importantly, the price you want. And that's what you're going to love. Herbie Lopez and the great people here. The #1 official volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States, baby. Come on down here. 1841 North State Road 7. We're on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. Tell them that Big O sent you. Our service center is amazing. Huge. Enormous. And great area to hang out, relax. Got a couple of restaurants. Got a Subway's, got a pizza joint there. Forgot the name of the pizza joint, but it is freaking awesome. So check it out. It's just an enormous place. And if it's really hot or it's raining, and that person you love, hey, let's go check out a car. And they tell you, no, it's raining, it's hot. Not here, ever. Everything's on the roof. You pick the cars and whatever, and so if it's too hot, you're on the roof. If it's raining, you'll get away from the rain. You'll be under the roof. It's not a big deal, man. So come on down here and check it out. 1841 North State Road 7, Toyota of Hollywood. I have a dumb question. Is it possible to have a casino in or connected to a stadium in Vegas? I don't think so, but at the moment they don't build one like that. The football stadium is on its own. The hockey stadium, I mean, the hockey arena is literally next to New York, New York. Right? Oh, you're showing the pink Prius? I'm telling you, there's going to be a young lady that is going to steal it. You know, it's such a cool looking car now. The body is sharp as hell for the Prius, man. But there's no doubt that some young lady is going to fall in love with that car and take it, because that's usually what happens. Ladies are the ones driving those pink cars. But yeah, I don't think they'll connect a casino to a stadium. And right now, the A's stadium will be by itself. The hockey arena is by itself, and the football stadium is by itself. And I'm not sure where the Vegas Aces play. I have to check it out, but I'm sure it's not connected really to a casino. Probably they're in T-Mobile. They play in T-Mobile. Okay, all right. There you go. So that's what's going on. So I would imagine, if anything, whenever the NBA team arrives, they'll either play in that same hockey arena, which I doubt. I bet you they'll get their own arena. What?
I lied to you.
The Aces have their own arena?
They have the Michelob Ultra Arena in Paradise, Nevada. It's located at the Mandalay Bay Resort and Casino.
There you go. You got your answer. The WNBA has an arena on the property of a hotel. Got your question right. You got your answer right there. Smart. They traded my favorite player, man. Kelsey Plum. Damn it. I'd like to go to a Vegas Aces game just to see how it is. That'd be pretty cool. I definitely want to go to a Caitlin Clark game. Definitely got to go to a Caitlin Clark game. Got to do it down the line. That should be a lot of fun. Get into that craziness and check out that atmosphere. I think that would be really, really cool. What else do we want? I see where the Jets didn't want Rodgers to do the Aaron Rodgers show. I mean, the McAfee show. That's funny. They announced the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame nominees. Okay. And here are the nominees: Bad Company, Black Crowes, Joe Cocker, Billy Idol, Chubby Checker, Mana, Outkast, Fish, Mariah Carey, Oasis, Joy Division / New Order, Cyndi Lauper, White Stripes, and Soundgarden. Now, personally for me, okay, out of this list, I don't know why Bad Company is not in the Hall of Fame already. Joe Cocker. How is he still not in the Hall of Fame? Was he too ugly or something? Did he were his faces too ugly when he was singing or something? Did he sweat too much? I get it. He wasn't necessarily an attractive person, but Joe Cocker is a legend. Billy Idol, like, he should have been there already. He has way more hits than many people that are already in the Hall of Fame. Outkast had a hell of a run, dude. I wish they'd still be together. Actually, very good. I don't have a problem with Outkast getting in there. Mariah Carey. How is she not already in there? Oasis. Easily, I would put Oasis in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Joy Division, New Order. No brainer, dude. Kate Bush over Joy Division, New Order. Are you kidding me? Cyndi Lauper. Definitely. And Soundgarden. Those for me, I'd leave out Black Crowes, Chubby Checker, Mana, Fish, and White Stripes. I'm good leaving those out. But the others, I would all put them in. For me, they're all worthy of getting into the Hall of Fame. I have no problem. They're all phenomenal in their own right, and they all had incredible success. I don't know much about Mana, but I know they're monsters in the Spanish. But if I don't know shit about it, I can't talk about it. So I can't tell you Mana's good, and I can't tell you Mana's bad, but I know they're monsters. That I know because they sell arenas. So they've got a great fan base. I know that. But I don't know anything about their music. And how do you comment on something you don't know about? That's like some of you telling me Bitcoin is a Ponzi scheme. And like, okay, so explain it to me. Oh, I don't know anything about it. Oh, okay, but you know it's a Ponzi scheme. Okay. Sure. So there you go. What else do we have going on to talk about? I think that's it. I think we have no more. You guys got any questions? Any? I don't see any headlines for anything out there. As I wrap it up here, if you got any questions, send them in. Please hit the like button. Very important. You guys hit the like button. Okay. Very important. Travis Kelce will take some time to decide if he'll play in 2025. Shedeur Sanders has visit set with the Browns and the Giants. Let's see. Nevada books record $22.1 million payday for the Super Bowl. And that's it. Nothing earth-shattering going on. All right, folks, we appreciate you all out there. As always, thank you for hitting the like button, visiting our amazing sponsors. If you made a donation, Cash App or Venmo or PayPal, or, of course, the Super Chats. Appreciate you all out there, as always. Thank you all out there. Big O, your opinion on Ricky Starks making his debut at NXT. Is that Ricky Starks, or is he talking about, like, the Starks that played for the Dolphins?
It's a wrestler, Ricky Starks.
Because it was Randy Starks.
He left AEW. He was given his release on Monday. He showed up on WWE TV Tuesday.
Does he know I know as much about that as I do about Mana?
He loves your picks. I believe that was funny.
No, he didn't give me a pick.
Right?
He just said your opinion on Ricky Starks.
He loves how you make it.
Yeah, I know, but he's got to give me a...
So he's hoping you're probably going to throw something in this, using Starks somehow.
Well, if he's Randy's brother, then he's got plenty of badass in him. But if he doesn't have any Randy in him, okay, then that may not be good. If he has Sandy and not Randy, that's not going to be good. You know what I'm saying? So that's the question. Will he fight like Sandy or will he fight like Randy? I don't know. We're going to find out. You know what I mean? The kind of wrestling you want to do with Sandy is not the one you want to do in the ring. So that's how I would actually explain it. Okay? Is that what you wanted? Okay. All right. We tried. Yeah, we did nail it. Sandy. Anyway. All right, we're out of here. We thank Herbie Lopez and the amazing people out here at Toyota of Hollywood. Come on out. And if you do, by the way, come buy or lease a vehicle, please mention the Big O Show, okay? Tell them that you heard it here and all that good stuff. That really helps. Much love out there. We'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place. Oh, tomorrow at 3 o'clock, we'll see you. Same place, same bat channel.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.